today's video, we are going to be looking at the AQA English Language Paper 1, Question 5. I'm going to be showing you the writing to describe part. Here are some examples of Question 5. You can choose to write a story or a description. Here are some tips. Ensure to underline keywords in the question. Plan and leave enough time to answer, about 45 minutes. As we're looking at writing to describe, look at the picture as a stimulus. Ensure you don't just write about what you see. This will limit your creativity. Think of the connotations. Instead of thinking storm in this picture, think destruction, displacement, endings, hopelessness, and lives ruined. Create a mood through the use of language. For a positive mood, the content pure clouds enveloped the warmth from the sun. And a negative mood, the furious inky clouds released an impenetrable salve of devastation. What makes a good description? The use of a variety of sentences such as simple, compound and complex, judicious vocabulary, a variety of sentence starters, punctuation, varied sentence lengths and structure. Let's look at these in detail. There are 16 marks for technical accuracy, so punctuation is very important. Looking at full stops, commas, colons to explain. For example, it was cold, the temperature dropped by a few degrees. The use of a semicolon that helps us to link ideas. For example, it was cold, he snuggled by the fire. It's also important to use higher level punctuation such as hyphens, dashes and parentheses as well. The use of sentence openings are important. Here are a few examples. A verb opening. Falling at great speed, she hurtled towards the ground. An adverb opening. Gracefully, the bird soared through the sky. A preposition opening. Hiding beneath the table, the boy shied away from the teacher. And a simile opening. Like a rocket, he zoomed to the finishing line. Conjunction starters. As Mother Nature herself caused the house to convulse, Max stumbled out of the door. Show not tell sentences. He shuddered from the violent tremors. These are only a few examples of the sentences that you could use. Try to include short sentences for impact and lengthier sentences to give description. Does this writing include the criteria? The storm approached the town. Max was frightened when he saw the dark clouds. His house shook and the windows smashed from the lightning. Tiny pieces of glass were everywhere. Not really. Here is an example piece of writing. As Mother Nature herself was causing the house to convulse, Max stumbled out of the door, shuddering from the violent tremors of the walls around him. Smashed glass that was once a window now littered his porch like 1,000 tiny daggers. Illumination from the dazzling lightning breaking up the pitch black night. So in this paragraph, I have included a conjunction starter. As Mother Nature herself was causing the house to convulse. I also used a verb starter. Smashed glass that was once a window. And also the use of a colon to indicate extra information. Illumination from the dazzling lightning breaking up the pitch black night. In the next paragraph, the frightened boy, staring at the looming storm clouds, felt an intense rush of adrenaline surged through his veins. With an intense force, the furious clouds released a torrent of hailstones that assaulted his flesh like parasites. The sky was invaded with a purple haze, resembling the worst scenes of a disaster film. Through the use of language, the mood created is negative. Let's consider the vocabulary used here. Looming storm, adrenaline surge, intense force, furious clouds, torrent, assaulted his flesh, invaded, a purple haze. These are examples of judicious vocabulary. The next paragraph. Alarmed and horrified, he staggered towards a nearby shelter, desperate for respite. At once, the clouds seemed to halt in their barricade of attack, temporarily igniting hope in the chaos beneath. It seemed like the heavens would halt the torment taking place, until the clouds reared like vipers, spitting venom below. Here, the use of the semicolon links two ideas together. At once, the clouds seemed to halt in their barricade of attack, temporarily ignited hope in the chaos beneath. The use of the simile, reared like vipers, spitting venom below. Notice the use of cohesion within sentences. With desperation, Max tried to yell, but his throat was parched of moisture. Only screams of silence emanated from within. He wished to crush his own ears in order to escape the endless shrieks echoing around him. However, many of these screams sounded not like humans, but like those of hellish creature horror films that tried to recreate, but failed miserably in comparison. Notice the use of the short sentence for impact. Unable to bear the brutality any longer, Max fell to the ground and submitted. The violent howls of the wind and primal screaming echoed perpetually in the crevices of his mind. He curled up into a fetus. However, this birth would not nourish him, but instead deposit him into insanity. It had arrived. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.